Is this enough grape juice?
What's all this for?
I'm going to a house party after shopping. I can't wait. We're going to have so much fun with juice pong, flip cups, and rage cage.
With grape juice?
Yeah, I mean, this video is family friendly, right? Oh look, it's Kel. Hey there, Kel.
Hey Chad, how are you?
Getting all the grape juice for the party.
Grape juice? Oh, are we on the video? Cool. But Chad, I have bad news. We're going to have to cancel the party.
What? Why? What's happening?
Listen, I thought more about it, and I think this pandemic thing is pretty serious, you know? You've heard of social distancing, right? Not only do we want to keep a healthy distance around people when we're outside, but we shouldn't have any large gatherings.
Come on, Kel. I've already got so much in my shopping cart. I've got your favorites, Great Tao and Grapes and Canadian.
Sounds rad, Chad, but too bad. This isn't just for me, it's also for you, and everyone, really. Come on, Chad. You have to have heard about this from, everywhere. It's not like I organized a party yesterday. I didn't see this coming, you know?
Not cool, Kel. Nothing is going well today. I hope you're happy being a chicken.
You did not.
Kel can overreact sometimes. I heard this pandemic thing was just a cold.
Well, it's called a pandemic, but not everyone agrees. Let's hear from another point of view. Nice to have you on the show, Counselor Orc.
Thanks for having me, and for celebrating freedom of expression.
Sure.
So yes, they are calling it a pandemic, but listen, there's only a 0.2% chance that you will get sick from this. And even if you do get sick, you have a 98% chance of survival. Look, I'm 75, my wife says I'm overweight, and my doctor likes to remind me I have diabetes and asthma, but honestly, I'm fine. I'm not worried. And maybe if you're like me and have other health issues, then maybe you should, I don't know, wash your hands a little more or whatever. But why are we scaring everyone? Our economy is suffering. We need people working. We're honestly going to have less people die from this than the common flu.
Wait, maybe we can have that party after all. We're all young and healthy, right? People die from the flu all the time. I should call Kel back.
What? Hold up there. I think this is a good place to practice taking control back from our emotions. Remember, we want to think before we react.
Right. Well, what can I do?
Glad you asked. There are 5 strategies we can use to regulate our emotions. The first type of strategy is about approaching or avoiding situations that could lead to emotions we don't want to experience.
Like, if I just didn't get out of bed this morning?
That's one way of trying to deal with anxiety, but probably not one to use every day. Let's think about your friend, Kel, for a moment. He sounded pretty nervous, didn't he?
I didn't really notice, but I guess I was pretty angry.
Listen, I thought more about it, and I think this pandemic thing is pretty serious, you know? You've heard of social distancing, right? Not only do we want to keep a healthy distance around people when we're outside, but we shouldn't have any large gatherings.
Yeah, I guess he did sound worried. Even if he overreacted by canceling the party.
Even if you don't agree with his decision to cancel the party, do you think canceling it made him feel less anxious? Not only for himself, but others?
Maybe, but we still need to be human, right?
And that brings me to the second strategy, making changes to a situation to feel better. Kel canceled the party, but that doesn't mean you can't chat with him and your other friends. Why not host a virtual party?
I guess that could work. More grape juice for me.
That's mostly the spirit. Are you feeling a little better?
You know, I think I am.
Great! Did you notice that you've changed what you're thinking about?
You mean how I'm thinking about a virtual party and drinking all the grape juice myself rather than focusing on Kel canceling his party?
Exactly. Without even knowing it, you're using a third strategy to help regulate your emotions, changing where you are focusing your attention.
Huh. I guess I'm better at this than I thought.
Right. But we don't always remember to regulate our emotions or notice that we even need to.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that. So, what are the last two?
Another strategy is called cognitive change. It's about changing how you are thinking about whatever is causing you to experience an emotion. Would you say the party being cancelled is as big a deal now as it was when Kel first told you?
Nah, I'm still not happy about it, but it doesn't mean I won't have any fun tonight.
Exactly. You have reevaluated how important Kel's decision to cancel the party was. What was a big deal initially is now less of a big deal.
Yeah, I don't want to yell at Kel anymore. That's probably why. You know, these strategies are pretty practical. I was so mad when I found out, but finding an alternative plan for tonight helped me stop focusing on what made me mad, and instead helped me start thinking of something in the future that could be fun. And doing that made the cancellation feel like less of a big deal. But you know, I wish I hadn't yelled at Kel and called him a chicken.
You're catching on quick, Chad. The last strategy could help prevent you from letting your emotions get the best of you in the short term and make you do or say things you might regret.
I'm all ears for this one.
The last strategy is about changing your emotional response.
Like, hiding my emotions?
Yes, suppressing how you feel is one way to avoid yelling, for example. It won't necessarily change how you feel, but it can prevent letting those feelings make a situation even worse. There are things you can do, however, that can not only mask the way you express emotions to others, but to change them directly. Taking deep breaths is a helpful and simple strategy to force our body to relax and help us calm down.
As simple as breathing? I think this is my favorite one.
It's not a bad one and can be a good starting point to consider following up with other strategies. You don't have to just pick one, but whichever you choose, recognizing when you're feeling emotionally grounded again is important because we don't always do our best thinking when we're overwhelmed with feelings.
Yeah, like the tidal wave.
Right. Remember the counselor who was interviewed on the news clip you saw on social media? Your frustration made you especially prone to seek out information or perspectives that would justify how you felt. And, like we discussed before, your frustration probably didn't help you consider whether the interviewee was right. What he said just felt right. Huh?
You're right. I don't even know what he's a counselor of. And some of the things he said, now that I think about it, are different than what I've been reading from the stuff in the emails the university is sending. They say they are following the government's guidelines too. I wonder where the counselor is getting his facts from.
Those are great points, Chad. Would it be helpful to talk about some strategies to help identify good versus bad information?
Yeah, I guess that would be helpful after how I reacted. I was frustrated that I couldn't go to the party, and I overreacted, and even reposted a clip that I wouldn't usually have agreed with. I mean, this pandemic virus spreads way faster than the flu, right? And even if people like me have low chances of dying, I can spread it easily to my friends, and they can spread it to their friends and families. Eventually, maybe even quickly, people who are at high risk can get it. And I've heard about equipment shortages in hospitals.
Good job, Chad. Shall we continue with our shopping? I guess we could put some of those grape juices back.
Don't touch my precious.